Nike is one of the most powerful brands in the world, a symbol of speed, ambition, and victory. But its story begins not with a giant corporation, but with a quiet, introverted runner and his eccentric college coach. Together, they turned a $35 handshake agreement into a multi-billion-dollar global empire. In the early 1960s, Phil Knight was a shy business student at Stanford. For a class paper, he pitched an unusual idea that Japan could produce high-quality running shoes capable of beating German brands like Adidas and Puma. He called his plan the crazy idea. After graduating, Knight decided to test it. He flew to Japan with no company, no contacts, and almost no money. But he convinced shoemaker Onitsuka Tiger to let him distribute their shoes in the United States. He paid just $35 for the first shipment. That moment marked the beginning of a company originally called Blue Ribbon Sports, the seed of what would later become Nike. Knight's partner was his former college track coach, Bill Bowerman, a man obsessed with shaving fractions of a second off his athletes' times. Bowerman constantly experimented with shoe designs, slicing them apart and gluing them back together to make them lighter and faster. When he learned Knight was selling Japanese running shoes, Bowerman offered to join the venture. His inventive mind paired perfectly with Knight's business vision, and soon Bowerman's obsession would change the future of sports. The early days were humble. Knight sold shoes out of the trunk of his car at track meets. Bowerman designed improvements and tested them on university runners. By the late 1960s, the business grew enough to open its first retail store in Santa Monica. But tensions with Onitsuka Tiger increased. When Knight learned that Onitsuka planned to cut ties and give distribution rights to someone else, he made a bold decision: create his own brand. Blue Ribbon Sports needed a name, and fast. One employee, Jeff Johnson, woke up from a dream with a single word stuck in his head: Nike, the Greek goddess of victory. Knight didn't love it, but it was short, punchy, and available. With the new name came a new logo. The famous swoosh was designed by a college student, Carolyn Davidson, for just $35, the same amount Knight paid for his first shipment of shoes. Knight's reaction to the logo was simple. Well, I don't love it, but maybe it'll grow on me. It did, quickly. In 1971, Bowerman accidentally changed the sports world forever while staring at his kitchen waffle iron. He imagined a shoe sole with the same grid pattern, something lightweight, flexible, and with better traction. He poured liquid rubber into the waffle iron to test the idea. It destroyed the appliance, but the experiment worked. The result was the Waffle Trainer, one of the most important running shoes ever made. It put Nike on the map. By the mid-1970s, Nike's sales exploded. Nike needed its next big innovation. It arrived in the form of former NASA engineer Frank Rudy, who approached Nike with a strange concept: placing air-filled cushions inside the shoe sole. Knight loved the idea. In 1979, Nike launched Nike Air, and runners immediately felt the difference. But the company's true breakthrough came in 1984. A young rookie named Michael Jordan hadn't even played his first NBA game when Nike took a massive risk. They offered Jordan a signature shoe line, something unheard of for a newcomer. Jordan wanted Adidas. His parents convinced him to at least hear Nike out. After the meeting, he signed the deal. The first Air Jordan caused shockwaves. The NBA banned them for violating uniform rules. Nike couldn't have asked for better publicity. They paid the fines gladly, and sales skyrocketed. The Air Jordan line became a cultural phenomenon and turned Nike into a global powerhouse. In 1988, Nike launched the slogan, "Just Do It." Inspired by the final words of a convicted criminal, the phrase captured the spirit of ambition and courage. It became one of the most iconic advertising slogans in history. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, Nike expanded into nearly every sport: basketball, soccer, running, skateboarding, lifestyle, and fashion partnerships with athletes like Tiger Woods, Serena Williams, Cristiano Ronaldo, and LeBron James pushed the brand to new heights. Nike's rise wasn't without difficulties. In the 1990s, the company faced heavy criticism for poor working conditions in overseas factories. Under public pressure, Nike invested in auditing, transparency, and improved labor standards. Though progress was slow, the controversy reshaped how global brands address supply chains. From a $35 investment to a multi-billion-dollar empire, Nike has become more than a company. It's a cultural icon. Its shoes are worn by world champions, streetwear fans, everyday runners, and millions inspired by the idea that greatness is within reach. The journey of Nike is a reminder that transformative ideas can come from unexpected places. A student's crazy idea, a coach's damaged waffle iron, and a bold bet on a young basketball player. Today, Nike's Swoosh is one of the most recognizable symbols in the world, representing movement, creativity, and the belief that anyone can just do it. Subscribe and like us. There will be many more stories about great companies here.